This ewe wren does something that we call rueing. Rueing is when their wool comes off on its own without shearing. So a long time ago, Shetlands would rue, and the breed now, some will rue and some will not. She does. That's something that I'd like to have more of in my flock. It's pretty interesting. It'll start coming off of her back here. That's how I did it this past year anyway, is it would come off of her back first, and you could just pull on it a little bit and it would start peeling off of her. She'll let me show you her fleece. You can see that it's a darker color where the sun doesn't get it. I know, you don't want me to bother you? Okay. They have short, flute-shaped tails. So some sheep have long tails that have to be docked, and Shetlands do not. Theirs are naturally short. Wren is the mother to twins, Ava and Finch, and I'll show you them when we go over to the lamb field. Blossom is the mother to Rosemary. Rosemary was probably the prettiest lamb that we had this year. She has a pretty face. And I bet Blossom will let me scratch her. Hey, Blossom. Hi, Mama. Hey, can you see the kids? You show the kids your pretty face so they can see you? Yeah, she's sweet. And Sean is right here in my face. He's wanting me to pet him. Yeah, you're a good mama. Yeah. She is my favorite. She likes to come to me and just stand by me. And Sean's kind of being a bully. He's headbutting me. So I'm going to move away from him. And then I'll come show you a little bit closer of Evan. Sean's wanting me to pet him. And so he keeps headbutting me. So I'm going to try to keep my eye on him. And I pet Evan a little bit, enough for him to be friendly. But I don't pet him a lot because I don't want him to be too friendly. Since he's a ram, I don't want him to get pushy. He's getting to be about 1.5 years old now. So he's getting close to full grown. You can see his horns. They start to curl. As he ages, they will grow and start to curl more. We look to see how close they are to his face. It looks like it's close because of all that fluffy wool, but I can put my hand in there all the way. And so it's closer on this side than the other, but it's not going to grow into his face or anything. It's going to keep growing and curling, and it'll go towards the outside. So these are all of our adult sheep. These are the ones that we sheared this year. And I've processed almost all of their wool. I have a little bit of wrens left to process and a little bit of Symphony's left. I had Symphony's twin sister Rhapsody, and she had twins this spring, but a few days after she had twins, she died. And I'm not really sure why. We had a couple of theories. We thought maybe milk fever or something like that, but the treatments for those things we gave her, and it didn't help. So now we're thinking maybe she had a twisted stomach or something of that nature. We just don't know. And we don't have a good large animal vet that's reliable to come out to where we live. So a lot of the things that we do for them, we have to just do on our own. Every year, around the same time that we do our shearing, we give them their wormer. And this breed is very parasite resistant. They do not have a lot of worms or problems with worms. And we also give them a CDT vaccine, which is an overeating disease, a vaccine for that. So we also trim their hooves. I actually trimmed Blossom's the other day. Hers were getting a little long. Her toenails needed a trim. But we have a pretty rocky ground here in North Arkansas, so their hooves get sort of filed down by the rocks. You can see Evan is chewing his cud. And if you have cows at your house, you'll notice that they chew their cud. Cows and sheep both have 4 compartments to their stomach. There's Blossom chewing her cud. So something that they do is they sort of regurgitate some of their food after they eat it, and they chew on it and swallow it back down. So usually when they're laying down, resting in the shade, they are chewing their cud. So we'll go over to the lamb pasture and I'll introduce you to the lambs that we had this year.